The Vectrex, an interesting piece of gaming history, came included when I bought it with a really awesome and interesting game cart called the Vectrex Multicart. To be fair, there's a ton of awesome games included on this, but there's a few extra things that didn't seem to fit in with the rest and were quite strange and bizarre. Not so much scary as they were just unexplained, and they just seemed very bizarre to me. So I'm now going to show you guys exactly what it was that I found so bizarre with this game cart. As the cart boots up, we see we have a lot of options here for different games that we can choose. However, there's a few interesting and strange, weird things that are on this cart. To begin with, we have an option here called Test. If we go to it, we're given this. A high-pitched sound is emitted and we're given some sort of strange graph. If we push on the buttons, we're given different functions like a joystick control. And what's strange is this, I would assume, would be player 2's controls, and it seems to be altered by player 1's controls. Perhaps some sort of phantom spirit inhabits the cartridge. Moving on, if we press different button combinations, we're given different things. Here we have a strange screen called Distortion 2. Staring into it has quite an interesting and dizzying effect on the eyes. Let's continue on with our journey through this cartridge. Here we have something that says Adjust Stack Offset. The screen grows black and then comes back again. Here's something strange. Integrator Offset. I'm not sure what any of this means. Forming checksum. Checksum equals B796. Deflection Protect. As I sit here and play this for you guys, I have just absolute chills and goosebumps going down my arms as I view this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Intensity. My pulse is very high now. Focus. Strange symbols are on the screen now. Distortion number 1. 2. I think I've had enough with this program. As we move on, there are more options here. Some of the more strange ones include an option that's called Bonnie. If we go to Bonnie, a song plays. And we see down here 1776. Perhaps this is the work of some sort of strange time traveler of the sort. None of the controls have any effect, but strange enough, we're given this graphic afterwards. A square that continuously flashes and shrinks in size with a few unknown little objects over here to the left. When the square completely shrinks, it comes back to its original size. Pressing A brings the square back to its original size manually, but there does not seem to be any other use for this strange application. The next item in question is another one right below Bonnie called Daisy, with a very strange occurrence going on. It seems to be a music editor of some sort with controls down here, but they don't seem to have much of a effect. But then something very strange happens. After that strange crescendo of the music, the system completely reboots itself. we're taken to one of the most commonly known titles, Berserk, on this cartridge. The reason for this, I'm not sure. The next item in question is an application called Engine Analyzer. By coming to this, we have a few words on the screen here that say 8-cylinder, single trace, and dwell. Good, bad, that's all it says. I assume this has to do with looking at like vehicle engines perhaps, but strangely enough, if we tap the buttons repeatedly, we're given some very strange graphics on the screen, such as this here. Its purpose, I could not tell you. Very odd and bizarre. This looks to be some sort of like Richter scale or heart monitor that you would see in an old TV show. The colors here are very bright, and there's no telling what's going to happen whenever I move the joystick in combination with button presses. We're given all sorts of strange things like this. Moving on. The next strange item I want to show you is an application called 4D Roto Cube. It seems to serve no purpose at all. It gives us just the picture of a 3D drawn square. As we press buttons, different lines can be put through and taken away from the square, but the application does nothing. It just sits here. Let's continue on. There's an application here called Figgy. It gives us a strange bit of music and then slowly fades and then flashes back to life momentarily. Some sort of strange, decrepit, and all but deceased program deep within the cartridge of the Vectrex Multicart, attempting to claw its way back to life, but then fizzling out into death again. For the final item that I want to show you guys, there's a program that is called Hyper Cube. It is the most simple and strangely the most disturbing of all the items within this video. Going to the program shows us this strange symbol continually flashing. The system makes a strange crackling noise while the picture flashes and seems to kind of jump around on the screen. Could this be some sort of strange occult symbol, perhaps used by the Illuminati or an unknown cult of Vectrex players risen from the dead and come back to haunt us, to those willing to play the console again?